Hello, welcome to our lesson on online learning and video conferencing terminology. In this lesson, we will explore key terms and concepts that are essential for effective online learning and participation in virtual classrooms. Let's begin with an introduction to online learning. A virtual classroom is a digital space where students and teachers interact for educational purposes. There are two main types of online learning: asynchronous learning, where students learn at their own space, and synchronous, where student learns and teacher engage in real time. For example, in asynchronous learning, you don't meet with a teacher online on Zoom or Google Meet, but in synchronous learning, you meet the teacher on Zoom or Google Meet or other means. For instance, when people want to join a virtual classroom, they need to click on the provided link or enter a meeting ID. They have to make sure to set up their audio and video before class start to engage in discussions, ask questions, and complete activities. And then they need to remember to exit the meeting when the session concludes. In online learnings, especially when you want to have a virtual classroom, audio controls are very important. You can mute your microphone. Mute is meaning when you mute your microphone, when you speak, people cannot hear you. And then you need to mute your microphone to prevent background noise. Unmute it when you need to speak, and adjust your audio setting for the best experience. Mute, unmute, mute, and unmute, and then adjust audio setting. Thank you. Online learning also have some visual features. Visual feature in video conferencing enhance the learning experience. For example, you can share your screen during presentation. Share your screen. Partagez votre écran. Use a virtual background for privacy or professionalism. For example, if you are sitting in a weird room, you need to use a virtual background so that it can look professional. And also switch to gallery view to see all participants in a grid layout. For example, you can switch to gallery view to see all participants in grid layout. In online learning, you also need to have some interactive tool to interact with your teacher and your peers, or when it's a meeting, to interact with your colleagues and hierarchy. For example, interactive tools allow you to participate actively in class or actively in the meeting. Use the chat feature to send text messages. You can also use the emoticon to raise your hand to indicate when you want to speak, or use reaction to express your feelings or responses quickly when you are online. So here we have these terms that we have. We have chat, raise your hand, and reactions. Online learning also have some collaborative tools that allow more interaction. For example, breakout rooms, whiteboard, and polls. For example, collaboration is made easy with breakout room for smaller group discussion when the teacher divides you in groups. These small groups are called breakout rooms. And then we can also have a whiteboard for collaborative or collective brainstorming. For example, we can have a whiteboard where we all write online, and polls to gather opinions or check understanding during session. The polls, online classroom or virtual meeting also have some management tools. The person who is leading might be the host, and they can also have a co-host, a host and co-host. These are the people who have access to the different settings. When you have a meeting, you can also recording, or you can also schedule something. You can schedule a meeting. For example, effective session management is key to smooth virtual learning experience. The host organizes and manages the session, while the co-host assists with administrative tasks. Session can be recorded for later reviews for people who are not able to attend, and future meeting can also be scheduled in advance. Now that you have learned the different terms related to virtual or online learning, let's test your knowledge with a quick quiz. answer the questions to see how well you understand the terminology that we have covered. You can pause the video and try to answer the questions. I hope you were able to answer the question on your own. Excellent. Now, look at the answer or the responses and compare them with what you got. If it is not correct, don't worry. Keep practicing and then you will get better, because practice makes perfect. If you already got all of them correct, congratulations. Keep practicing, because there will be other activities in the next sections. Now, to wrap up, remember the key features of audio and video controls, participation tools, and meeting management. Put your knowledge into practice with the upcoming exercises. Collaborate with your classmate and continue to develop your English language skills. Then prepare yourself for the next set of practical exercises.